Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. If you're currently watching this video, I'd like to thank you and congratulate you for actually taking the time and effort to use the material that has been posted for your distance learning. Alright, so previously in chapter 2, you have already learned the last subtopic called gases exchange in plants. If you still have any question regarding that, please do ask me, and those who have not yet studied and used the material, the PowerPoint slide that I gave to you, please do so. Alright, in this new chapter 3 called transportation, we are going to learn about the process of carrying the substances that has been absorbed or made by the cell to the rest of the body. Okay, proses pengangkutan. Bagaimana bahan-bahan diangkut ke seluruh badan manusia. Alright, but today we're going to focus on the first subtopic, 3.1, called transport system in organism. Is more on the introduction of this chapter. Before we move forward, we're going to do a bit of a recap. In Previously in chapter 2, you have already learned the gases exchange that occur in human, in plants, as well as other organisms like what fish, frog, and grasshopper, right? You learned that during respiration, the oxygen will be taken up by the body and carbon dioxide will be eliminated. When we inhale oxygen into our lung, the oxygen will diffuse into the blood. Okay, it will combine with the hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin, and this oxyhemoglobin will go to the heart and to the rest of the body. Why do we need that? Because the oxygen is an important component that will be utilized during cellular respiration. Ingat lagi tak apa maksud proses cellular respiration? Apa yang berlaku? Okay, those who have forgot about the cellular respiration, is basically a process where the glucose and oxygen will be converted to form energy and carbon dioxide and water. Okay, this process a very extremely important process in our body where it will produce energy. This energy is important for all the living process in your body. All right, so that's why we need oxygen, and then the carbon dioxide that will be produced and you need to be eliminated back to the external environment. Okay, so transport system in organism. We know that every single cell in our body requires oxygen and nutrient for cellular respiration, as I previously mentioned before. And the carbon dioxide and other waste product that has been produced, it needs to be eliminated. It cannot stay there. Bila proses cellular respiration to produce carbon dioxide, this carbon dioxide has to be eliminated back to the external environment, because if not, it will affect the pH of the blood. It will become too acidic. It will affect the heartbeat, the oxygen consumption, and many more. Okay, basically it will cause more damage. All right. So the key process for the transport system in organism that you should remember is called diffusion. What is diffusion? I'm pretty much sure that you have already learned during chapter 2, but let's just do a bit of a recap. So diffusion means movement of substance from an area of high concentration. You see the red dot here, the red particles here. It has higher concentration here. So diffusion means that the movement of substance from area of high concentration to an area of a lower concentration. That is what we call as diffusion. Alright, so transport system in simple organism. We will look onto transport system in complex organism later. Alright. Simple organisms such as unicellular organism, like I'm pretty much sure that you learn a unicellular organism in Form 1, if I'm not mistaken. Unicellular organism that if you have learned like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, and many more, right? So simple organisms such as unicellular organism or other simple multicellular organism like Hydra, they do not have a specialized transport system. Okay, because basically unicellular, they just one cell. They can carry out all living process even though they're just one cell. Not like us. We have a lot of cell, right? We need a more specialized system. But for unicellular, they do not have a specialized transport system. What happened is substances required by cells like oxygen, they enter directly into cell via diffusion, like in this video, where the oxygen will just diffuse into the cell and carbon dioxide will be eliminated. The third point, waste products are also eliminated to the external environment through diffusion. Okay, oksigen dia akan masuk, dia akan diffuse masuk, carbon dioxide akan keluar daripada sel. They don't have any specialized organism. They the process that occurs just a direct diffusion throughout the whole cell, okay, through cell membrane. But for transport system in complex organism, as you know, complex organism, they are made up of they have more cells, right? So as the size of organism increase, the surface area to volume ratio decrease. It means that when the size of organism become larger, the surface area that can allow the gases exchange or the diffusion to occur, it become less surface area for gases exchange. That's why large multicellular organism, they cannot rely on diffusion alone to supply cells with oxygen and other important nutrients. Like simple organism, macam tadi kita belajar tentang simple organism, they can rely on simple diffusion, direct diffusion, because they're just one cell, unicellular, or multicellular pun just a simple multicellular. But for large multicellular organism, they cannot rely on diffusion alone. They need a specialized transport system. Okay, the third point, therefore, complex organism like humans, like vertebrates. Do you remember vertebrates? You learn it during Form 2. There are 5 vertebrates that you learn: fish, reptiles, birds, mammals, and what else? I forgot another one. Please look back onto that, okay? And multicellular plants. Humans, vertebrates, and multicellular plants, they have a specialized transport system. Okay, they need that. Alright, so these are the examples of transport system in complex organism. This one in plants, as you I'm not sure whether you have heard of xylem and phloem, but if you do, you should be able to know that xylem, basically the red one indicates xylem and the blue one indicate phloem. Xylem basically important for the transport of water and minerals from the root up to the shoot, and phloem will be important for the transport of for the food, okay, from the process of photosynthesis. Alright, so the red one is xylem, blue is phloem. Here pun sama juga. Red one ni dia xylem, biru ni adalah phloem. Ni pun sama. Ni bahagian daun, leaf. This one stem, batang. This one adalah root, akar. We will look more into that later in this chapter. And this one is human. You see, here is the lung, here is the heart, and here's basically the rest of the body. In the lung, when you inhale oxygen, oxygen will combine with the hemoglobin to become oxyhemoglobin. This oxyhemoglobin will travel to the artery, into the heart, and the heart will pump it to the rest of the body. And then when they use it for cellular respiration produce carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide will be taken up by the by the hemoglobin as well. They will be transported through the vein back to the heart. And the heart will pump it back to the lung, and you will be exhale. Kamu akan keluarkan carbon dioxide daripada badan kamu, daripada sistem kamu. And this one is the examples of transport system in other vertebrates. As you know, gills is for fish. Okay, this is the example of transport system in fish. There are more, definitely. Okay, last part. The importance of the function of transport system in organism. The first one, transport system. Kenapa pentingnya transport system ni? Yang pertamanya, transport system carries substances needed by cell, such as oxygen and nutrient that are used to produce energy through cellular respiration. This energy is used for living process in organism. Like I explained before, cellular respiration is extremely important. That is how we get our energy. So the transport system will be needed to carry the oxygen and nutrient to the cell. Okay. Second point, transport system carries substances needed by plant cell, such as mineral salts, water, and products of photosynthesis to carry out all living process in plant. Ni example the importance in plant. Okay, in plants we need this transport system so that the important substances like mineral salt, like water, and product from photosynthesis can be transported to the rest of the plant so that they can carry out all the living processes. Alright, the third point is kenapa pentingnya transport system? Because transport system eliminates toxic waste product from the cells in organism to the external environment. Toxic waste product that fail to be eliminated from the cells will poison and kill the organism. Like I explained before, for example, like in human, after the oxygen will be used for cellular respiration, carbon dioxide will be produced, right? This carbon dioxide has to be eliminated. It cannot stay there. If not, it will be you affect the blood pH. It will affect the your heartbeat. It causes a lot of damage. So that's why it has to be eliminated back to the external environment. That's why we need the transport system. Transport system is extremely important in our body. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. That's all for today. Please proceed with the subtopic assessment to evaluate your comprehension on this subtopic on Google Classroom. Thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.